Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Kyodoka. I'm Ryusei. Today I introduce 5 authentic dishes of eggplant. Side dishes, pickles, and main dishes. In Japan, eggplant is called nasu, and this is kanji of nasu. In this video, I'll use some types of soy sauce and miso. If you are interested in these seasonings, please check these videos. Actually, it takes time and needs skill to make authentic dishes. However, these dishes are important Japanese food culture. We do a lot of works to eggplants. I hope this video is interesting and informative for you. Yes, let's make it. First dish is Hisuinasu. Hisui means jade in Japanese. The feature of the dish is beautiful and vibrant green color. At first, I'll make the sauce. This is 200 grams of dashi, which is made from kombu and bonito flakes. If you are vegan, please use kombu dashi. Then, light soy sauce, Usukuchi shoyu, and mirin. The reason I use Usukuchi is to maintain the beautiful green color of the eggplant. I boil the sauce to remove the alcohol of mirin. Once the sauce boils, I turn off the heat and let it cool. These eggplants, nasu, are most common style in Japan. They are grown in Gunma Prefecture. Soaking eggplant in the water will make it swell and make it easier to peel the skin. Okay, the skin of eggplant became firm. Trim off both sides shortly. Then I show you Japanese traditional peeling method, neji muki. The meaning of neji is twist. So I twist the both hands like this. The merit of this method is to peel the skin very thinly. The most beautiful green color of the eggplant is just below the skin. So it's important to peel off the skin as thin as possible to maintain the color. To make Hisuinasu needs this knife skill, but it's not easy to master it. We should practice hard, and a well-sharpened knife is essential. If I go to restaurants and see beautiful Hisuinasu, we can enjoy Japanese traditional dishes and scents. The beautiful green color let us feel cool. Okay, nice green color. Then I cut it into pieces. This time I cut it into a little bit large chunks. They will absorb the sauce well and we'll be able to enjoy the freshness of the eggplant. I've cut 2 eggplants. Let's deep fry them. The temperature is about 160 degrees. If the temperature is too high, the beautiful green color is lost. If the temperature is too low, the eggplant sucks the oil and become oily. And deep fry them for 3 to 4 minutes over medium heat. I turn them over. If the eggplants are deep fried, the color turns more vivid. Deep fry them until they become tender. I check the softness by chopsticks. Good, remove them from the oil. Nice. Then I add the eggplants to the hot water to remove the excess oil. This work makes the dish sensitive and elegant. I keep them in the hot water for 1 minute. Okay, I remove them from the pot. And let them cool. Once they are cool, I soak them in the sauce. Good. I let it stand for 3 hours in the fridge to absorb the flavor. This is Japanese ginger, Myoga. I use chopped Myoga as a garnish. Myoga gives refreshing flavor. It goes well with deep fried eggplant. Next day, the eggplant absorbs the flavor well. I arrange seihakuji plate. This light blue color let us feel cool. I pour the sauce. Finally, top Myoga on it. Hisuinasu is done. It looks very summery. Itadakimasu. The eggplant is a very moist and rich taste. Refreshing and crunchy myoga goes well with the eggplant. This dish is elegant and sensitive. Thank you. Next, I'll make yakinasu. Yaki means grill in Japanese. The feature of yakinasu is appetizing roasted and smoky flavor. Yes, let's make yakinasu. First, I'll make the sauce. This is 200 grams of dashi. In this recipe, I use 6 soy sauce Koikuchi shoyu. The reason I use Koikuchi is that Koikuchi goes well with the smoky flavor of yakinasu. The method of the sauce is same as previous one. Once the sauce boils, I turn off the heat and let it cool. Next, I'll prepare the eggplants. The preparation is very simple. First, I remove the calyx, rotate the eggplant, and cut the calyx. Nice. Then make 4 shallow cuts to peel off the skin easily. Okay, I prepare 2 eggplants. Let's grill them with open fire. The fire adds the roasted and smoky flavor to the eggplants. I grill them until the skin is charred and the inside becomes tender. Turn them over frequently to char them evenly. They are almost cooked. It is important to char the eggplants entirely to peel the skin easily and beautifully. If the inside of them becomes tender, turn off the heat and transfer them to the water. Good, and let them cool. Once they are cool, I peel off the skin. The eggplants are very fragile, so we should do it carefully. Okay. Today I let them cool in the water. It's good to let them cool down naturally and peel off the skin. I place them on the bamboo rolling mat and let them dry for a while. 10 minutes later, I soak them in the sauce and keep it in the fridge for at least 3 hours. Next day, the eggplants absorb the flavor well. I remove them from the sauce and trim off the calyx. I cut it into bite-sized pieces. Then I cut them into quarter lengthwise. At last, I cut it into half. Nice, I arrange them on the plate. Pile up the eggplants like a mountain. And pour the sauce over them. Finally, top grated ginger. Yakinasu is done. Of course, this dish is good for summer too. However, I'm sure the look of this dish is autumn-like. Let's eat it. The roasted and smoky smell is so good. The texture is very soft, and grated ginger goes perfect with the flavor. It's so delicious. Please give a moment. My goal is to reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. You can know a lot of Japanese food recipes and culture. If you like the video, please subscribe my channel. Thank you. Next, I'll make one of the most popular eggplant pickles. These eggplants are called Mizunasu, which are grown in Osaka. They have natural sweetness and a lot of moisture. We can enjoy Mizunasu in raw, and it is best for pickles. This pickles is amazing and so popular. Okay, the texture of Mizunasu is soft and juicy, so I cut it into a little bit large chunks. The reason for cutting it diagonally is to increase the surface area to absorb the flavor. Okay. Then I make salt water. This is 500 grams water and 20 grams of salt. I stir it to dissolve the salt. Then I add the eggplant, Mizunasu. Okay, and place a plate to soak them evenly. I let it stand for 30 minutes at room temperature. Meanwhile, I make a pickle sauce. I add salt, sugar, and shiro shoyu. Shiro shoyu keeps the color of the eggplant and adds rich flavor. I stir it. Okay. A last kombu. Okay, the sauce is done. 30 minutes later, I remove the plate and squeeze out the water carefully. This work is essential to prevent from diluting the next sauce, and it also makes the texture of the eggplant crispier. Okay, the flavor is concentrated. I add them to the sauce. Good. I keep it in the fridge for at least 6 hours. Next day, I arrange them on olive plate. The look is very fresh and cool. Nice. Pickled Mizunasu is done. This is one of the representative pickles in Japanese summer. いただきます. The pickles are very fresh and moist. This is perfect for summer. It is popular as a souvenir as well. So delicious. Next, eggplant tempura. First, I'll make the dipping sauce. This is 200 grams of dashi. I use Ryusei sauce, Usukuchi shoyu, and Koikuchi shoyu. Last, mirin. The reason I blend the soy sauces is to make a paella color sauce and give complex flavor to the sauce. Once the sauce boils, I turn off the heat. Okay, the sauce is done. This is a white eggplant, Torori umanasu. It's grown in Gunma Prefecture. The feature of it is a velvety texture and rich taste. I trimmed the head part and divided it into half. It is pure white. I cut it. Then I make cuts. These cuts help to cook the eggplants quickly and hold the tempura batter well. We apply this work to other eggplants as well. Finally, cut it into half. Good. I do the same cutting to the bottom part. And spread it like this. Okay, I prepared the eggplants. Next, I'll prepare tempura batter. The tip is to let the ingredients chilled, minus 1.4 degrees. Then I sift the flour. Sifting the flour helps to mix the water and the flour easily. Okay. Good. I add 5 grams of vinegar and 5 grams of sesame oil to add the rich flavor. Then carbonated water. Carbonated water makes the tempura crispier. And about 160 grams of chilled cake flour. I mix them well. Today's tempura batter is for vegan. If you are interested in normal tempura batter, please check this video. Okay, then coat the eggplant with cake flour evenly and tap it to remove the excess powder. Okay, transfer them to the tempura batter. Tempura batter doesn't stick to the eggplant well, so if the eggplants don't hold the tempura batter, please add more cake flour. And the temperature of the oil is around 170 degrees. I put the eggplant to the oil. If we add too much ingredient to the oil, the temperature decreases, so I recommend to a few ingredients at a time. And we should not touch them to prevent tempura batter from coming off. I turn them over. Deep fry them for 3 to 4 minutes over medium heat. I like to eat eggplants with tempura. The texture of the outside becomes crispy and the inside becomes fluffy and velvety. Once the outside becomes crispy, I remove them from the oil. Okay, I arrange them soon. Beautiful. And this is grated radish, It refreshes our mouth. Put it beside tempura and grated ginger. A last dipping sauce. Eggplant tempura is done. いただきます。It's very crispy and juicy. I put grated radish and ginger on it and dip it to the sauce. It is amazing. Finally, I'll make nasudengaku. First, I make dengaku miso sauce. I add sake and mirin to a large pot and heat them for about 5 minutes to remove the alcohol. The heat is medium-low. Today I'll use this miso, Hacho miso, and Saikyo miso. Hacho miso is produced in Aichi Prefecture, and Saikyo miso is produced in Kyoto Prefecture. I'll blend them to create a complex flavor. 5 minutes later, I add sugar, Hacho miso, and Saikyo miso. I stir it to match the miso to the sauce. Dengaku miso is usually rich and sweet taste. Once the miso dissolves, I reduce the sauce to thicken it. Almost. Okay, it's a bit liquidy. Dengaku miso is done. We can preserve it for 3 weeks in the fridge. This is green eggplant Toronasu. It's grown in Gunma Prefecture. The feature of it is moist and tenderless. Trim off both sides and cut it into half. Then make a diamond cut to the surface. The tip is to cut it into same intervals. This cutting makes the finish beautiful and we can cut it with chopsticks easily. If the skin of eggplant is firm, it's good to make cuts along the skin. Okay, good. Let's cook them. I put the oil and spread it. Once the pan is heated, I add the eggplants. First, I brown the surface over medium heat. Put a pressure to attach the surface to the pan entirely. Cook this phase for about 3 minutes. If the heat is too high, the eggplant burns quickly, so please cook them carefully. If the surface is nice browned, turn them over. Okay, I add the 50 grams of the water. Then cover it with a lid as soon as possible and steam it for 6 to 7 minutes over low heat. Steaming the eggplants makes them juicier. 7 minutes later, I open the lid. The water is almost gone. I check it by spatula. The eggplants become tender and they look so moist and juicy. Okay, they are cooked. We can use other eggplants too, but I recommend to use soft and moisture eggplant. I arrange it on the plate. Then put a miso sauce over it. If it's cool, please warm it up. Good. Finally, I use sansho shichimi. Sansho is ground berries of the Japanese prickly ash tree. It gives refreshness to the dishes. I sprinkle sansho shichimi. Okay, nasudengaku is done. いただきます。The eggplant is very juicy and the rich dengaku miso is great. Sansho is an amazing accent of this dish. This combo of eggplant, dengaku miso, and sansho is perfect. Thank you. Did you enjoy? Today I introduced authentic eggplant dishes. Which one would you like to try? And thank you for many messages to my birthday. I'm so happy and I'll keep making more interesting and informative videos. Thank you for watching to this end. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Have a nice day. See you later.